Luds, we love our Luds.
I'm never going to get tired of that. Do you like it?
I like the new version.
We haven't heard the new version yet.
Well, we have.
Well, the proverbial we.
Heard. We've heard it.
Hey, guys. Last night, if you didn't join us on the post-game show of Stars and Rangers game, we heard a debut as part of the Day of Giving of the new AI Luds song, which was like an Irish sea shanty. And then Luds promptly reminded GM Benn, the creator of said song, that he's German, not Irish. So then by the end of the show, we had a German polka band version, which is what you just heard a little snippet of. Well, guess what? There may be a new one that has a real tie to the $99 Stars. Maybe we'll get into that. We'll see. Stars win tonight against the New Jersey Devils. Let's get the postgame show started now on DLLS. This is the DLLS Dallas Stars postgame show. And yes, chaotic, we do need more polka. Craig Ludwig is here.
No.
Our producer, Ryan Vaughters.
No.
I'm Owen Newkirk. And we are thrilled to have you here. Before we get into the postgame show, and who knows, maybe a little musical performance, let's talk about the fact that you now have about 3 hours, maybe 3 hours and 7 minutes and 50 seconds and counting of the excess of the extra day of the DLS Cyber Monday Die Hard sale. So if you haven't taken advantage already, now would be the time to do so. 67% off. That's right. 6-7. I say, it means nothing. It's dumb, yet all the kids get excited about it. You could be a diehard if you haven't before for just $26 off your first year, and doing so, gift it to somebody who hasn't been a diehard. Because if you're already a diehard, that deal isn't for you. But if you haven't signed up before, scan the QR code below Luds. That would be a great thing to do. Well, welcome in. We'll get right to it. I don't know if I had this expectation, this result coming into this game, because we had Tyler Seguin's injury news this morning, which was a serious letdown and setback for the team because Seguin is an important part of the group, but not what he used to be as far as, you know, one of the tent poles of this team, right? The core leadership, the core producers of offense, he's still very good, but it went from the Benn and Seguin and Jason Spezza years and et cetera, or the Alexander Radulov, to now being Jason Robertson, Roope Hintz, Mikko Rantanen, Wyatt Johnston. Miro, those guys are the current focal point of their offense in most of their game, which is good because they still have those guys. This was a very mature performance on the road with some great goaltending. And I like what you said, Luds. These were two teams early on with not a whole lot happening early, playing basically the same thing and waiting to see who was going to blink first.
Tell me what you meant by mature.
I think they stuck to their system, their game, and they didn't, as it was 0-0. I mean, again, first period flew along, and we'll talk about the breakdown and stuff. Nothing happened offensively for Dallas until they scored their first goal. But they didn't immaturely start to do things differently.
Like it was a low event game.
Yes.
And again, what did Razor say? 6 games in how many days did he say?
Is it 6 and 9 or something like that?
That doesn't even seem right, does it?
I'll have to look at the schedule.
Razor, I think that's what I thought he said. 6 and 9.
Well, let's look.
I mean, so
if only we had a way to look it up.
Well, where I'm going with that is the perfect game to play when you're running low on bodies. You had not so good
6 and 9
news this morning from a teammate You played a lot of games in not too many days. And so you don't want to really open it up and play fire wagon hockey and end up chasing the game. Jake did his job tonight. I thought there were a few popping out of his glove, and again, whatever that means.
First 2 periods, you were concerned about that.
He kept hitting his glove hand, and he kept looking at it. He'd look at it, and he'd take his stick, and I'm just, sometimes they get a new glove. And maybe
he's got a couple.
I have no idea.
Yep, maybe.
Question for Sam to find out. But yeah, I think those are the kind of games that you want to play on the road, and you don't want to open the door. You try to do everything you can to keep the fans out of it. And again, they're missing they're missing a couple big bullets on that team. So, and you can tell the difference when Heischer's not in the game. You know what I'm saying? Did I say Heischer?
You said Heischer.
I did. Okay. But you can tell when he's not in the game. They can't get interior. They can't break down a lot of things at times, and I guess I mean Hughes. But
Heischer is a really good player.
But he misses the other guy.
Oh my goodness! And I told you, I think it was midway through the third period, I haven't noticed a ton of him, not because he wasn't out there, but just because he wasn't getting to the dangerous areas where can really cause trouble.
And see that, and I think that's where Hughes creates problems for the opponents. I mean, he's such a water bug out there that he ends up beating one guy, and then somebody comes to him, and now it opens up a little bit of space for whoever he may be playing with. So I think they missed that element of the game. Their power play, again, there weren't a lot of powers over there, 3 of them total, something like that. There weren't a lot of power plays in the game, and even the ones that were out there, they didn't really do a ton. But I thought that the way that both teams played in their own zone kind of limited a lot of things. I'm really happy with the way Dallas was playing. I love their coverage in their zone.
Didn't this look mature, though?
I was going to say to you, anytime, was that what you meant by that?
That's why I meant by mature. You did. They were.
I've never heard it described like that. Okay.
I'll give you an example of what I mean by mature.
Not me. Don't look in the mirror.
No.
Okay. The opposite.
Last year, Luds. I'm a New England Patriots fan. A couple years ago. It was when Bill Belichick was still the head coach. So it was a few years ago.
See the guy that coaching the college team that's got the little girl that runs onto the field?
That would be North Carolina, but yes.
Okay.
So he's also the one that coached them to 6 Super Bowls, but that's beside the point. There was a game back when the Pats are really good again this year. They were awful for basically since Brady left until then. There was a game where they were leading against the Pittsburgh Steelers, fourth quarter, about 6 minutes to go. The Steelers had to punt, but it was one score. So they need to hold New England to a 3-and-out, get the ball back, and they have a couple timeouts. They have a chance to win the game. New England basically ran out the clock. They ran. They got 3-5 first down, 3-6 first down. And I said, boy, there's nothing sexy about that. That is a mature way to win a football game because you had the lead and you never let the opponent with 6+ minutes left to have the ball again. It's not flashy. That's when I say mature. This offense tonight was...
Razor's next to me, by
Is
the way.
He? Anything good?
I may have made a comment about his attire.
Oh, did you now?
Yeah, I didn't.
Would you like to share it with the group?
I just wondered if he was doing mass after the game before they got on the plane.
You thought he had a little
he kind of looked all, yeah.
Did he respond?
I haven't read it yet.
Do you think it's show appropriate?
I'm guessing it might be just one of them laughing emojis.
Okay.
We'll see.
But anyway, I just felt like, tonight we didn't have the glitz and glamour of the power play.
We didn't see the high-flying, circus act. Yeah.
And we honestly, with the injuries and the back-to-back and the games you mentioned, 6 of 9 piling up, they played a smart, mature game.
Yeah, and I go back to their own zone. I mean, it may not look pretty, to me it looks awesome. I mean, there were times I was going to grab the remote tonight, and I was just going to ask Owen, stop it whenever you want when they're in their zone. And you'd have seen those 5 guys in that same spot all the time. And again, that's why you see teams play on the perimeter and they start to circle and they're like, man, go get them. I'm like, why? Why? You don't have to go get them. And if you can, you don't go running around. So I like what they're doing there. But yeah, okay, mature game. Good one. Never heard that before, but we'll go with that.
We'll take it. Yeah. What about the way this Bischel, Harley, Lundqvist, all out of the lineup? Not the first day we've seen this because we've spent a lot of time talking about Tyler Seguin today. Kolyachonok, Capobianco, Petrovic, Labushkin, obviously Essa and Miro. And maybe we don't spend enough time talking about those two because we focus so much on the depth of this team defensively of who's going to step up. And, Harley didn't look like he was himself for much of the early part of the season before the injury. You know, Liam Bichel had some sophomore slump kind of shaky moments. Esa Lindell and Miro Heiskanen have, I don't know about quietly, but for us, but for the league, they've been a really good duo. Are you happy with the way those two are playing?
Yeah, and again, managing their minutes. And that's part up to the coach. I mean, they played 25 minutes. One played 25 and a half. One played 26, I think. But their minutes are quiet. Esa
Not tonight. They didn't have to.
What?
Oh, wait, sorry. I'm looking. You're right. Miro played 24-30. I was looking at the even strength minutes. He played 20. I saw 20 go 25. Yeah, you're right.
But
Esa played 25 and a half.
Yeah,
Miro 24
and Esa did his normal. Yep. I mean, he was 3.5 minutes on the PK. Miro had a couple. And really, I believe there was only one other defenseman for the most part, and that would have been Ilya, that got any kind of PK time. So, but there were only a couple to kill. But so when you talk about the other Coco and Coley, like they just seem to blend in now, and I think that everybody kind of plays in that unit. And when you are missing some guys, that's the way you play. You know, maybe it's not the high fly act and get up and go But again, you're taking time and space away from a team, and you're not giving them much, and it's why you don't notice they don't stand out, because there's strength in numbers, and so you don't end up leaving a guy alone on an island trying to chase. Like if you have a number 5 or number 6 defenseman, or even and I don't want to say that to the forwards, or at this moment maybe there's 7 and 8s that are in the lineup. But you don't, you give them some help, you give them some support, and they don't have to chase guys around the ice because of the way that they're playing. They just got to be in the right spots, and they make it look easy, and it may not be sexy, but it works.
To just give an example of why Esa and Miro are so important to this team, with the other injuries, and then you mentioned not a lot of power play time. Stars had 1, Devils had 2.
Mm-hmm.
Miro played the entire 2 minutes of their only power play. Esa essentially 356 played the entirety of their penalty kill with, as you said, Miro played 2 minutes, Lyubushkin played 2 minutes. So they changed for each other maybe a couple times. Esa stayed out there the whole time. For the power play, Miro stayed out there the whole time.
But those two guys can do that because of the other way that the forwards are playing with them. And I'm talking mainly on the PK, because the forwards are doing a lot of work, and then sometimes it looks like they're not doing a ton of work compared to some other times, but they're in the right spots on the ice. And next thing you see is the puck goes here and then around and then around and back over here and back over here. And again, the clock just keeps on ticking down.
All right, let's show a graphic that Ryan made the other night, because we were anticipating that Jake was going to start against the Rangers. He didn't. Instead, he does tonight, and we were ready for it, and he won it because the Stars have been doing nothing but winning. Now passing Ed Belfour, Jake Oettinger is sole possession of 3rd place in franchise history in wins. Tied Eddie in his last game at home. And so this is a very nice charge up the leaderboard as he gets his 2nd shutout of the year, 31 saves, and his 14th of his NHL career. It's his first clean sheet against the Devils. And Luds, quietly, Jake's gotten his save percentage for the season over 90%. It doesn't sparkle yet, but he's 12-4-2. When you have 12 wins in 18, when you have a save percentage 90% or above now, I know Casey's at 921, and that's where you'd like Oettinger to be. And I know, and I think there is something to the fighting off the glove a little bit. Of course, he had a nice glove save in the 3rd period where he had it and he held it up for a while. Maybe to say,
I think
hey,
he
look,
was
I
talking
got one.
To himself. I got this one. Yeah.
But I thought he looked excellent tonight.
Yeah, he looked quiet, calm. But again, I think a lot of that has to do with it. As a matter of fact, I think the game last night, Casey had to be a little bit more busy.
He did. He's generally that style anyway.
Jake is just more composed and bigger and probably in the right spots, and Casey's a scrambler, and whatever works.
Okay, so the two teams tried to play the same way, and you talked about, they're defending the same way. When I say try to play the same way, I mean the defensive side of it, because they tried to attack that defense differently.
And the Devils have been like that for years. That's how they won their
block shots, 24 for Dallas, 9 for New Jersey. Is that simply a reflection of the way the teams are attacking that defense differently?
Yeah, well, it's where they are again. And what happens is a lot of times you get frustrated. I mean, other teams get frustrated, so they start just throwing pucks to the net, and then all of a sudden there's guys there, and then it works reversed. They start throwing pucks to the net, and they keep on getting them blocked, and now they start playing around the outside of it, and they can't get interior, and that's when they get frustrated. And that's where eventually they'll there'll be a couple cracks and a couple turnovers. And against a team like Dallas, they can generally take advantage of teams that turn them pucks over.
All right, well, we'll get to the breakdowns. You want some video breakdowns? We got you some stinking video breakdowns. We'll do that next here on the DLLS Stars postgame show.
You know that moment, the one where you realized that you were looking at the wrong camera when you started to do this read, but you left your favorite sunglasses at the beach or on the roof of your car? Well, we've all been there. Then we heard about Shady Rays, and it changed the game. These sunglasses are made for real life, seriously good-looking, polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. And here's the best part. If you lose or break them, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair, no guilt trip, just replacements. So now I actually wear my sunglasses without fear on the bike, concerts, on the boat, wherever I want. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com and use code DLLS for 35% off of your favorite polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5-star by over 300,000 people.
If you're a last-minute shopper like I am, you know that you run into timing. Maybe the shipping isn't where it needs to be. Maybe it won't get there in time. Maybe the shelves are starting to empty out, or maybe you've just run out of gift ideas. Well, Aura Frames has your solution for anybody on your holiday shopping list. And we're talking about a phenomenal digital frame that you can run from your phone. Even if you give it as a gift, you can still submit it to your loved one's frame, and they can enjoy pictures of their kids, grandkids, nieces, and nephews, you name it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using the promo code DLLS at checkout. That's auraframes.com/promo code DLLS. This deal is exclusive to listeners. The frames will sell out fast, so order yours today to get in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Okay, so I said video breakdowns. What I meant was what we make like video because, of course, rights holder agreements and stuff like that. So legally, these would be what we call rapidly sped up still shot breakdowns. But let's do it anyway. Let's break down the game tonight as we start in that opening period, which was very low event. Luds, it's a great word for it. 12 total scoring chances, 8 for New Jersey, 4 for Dallas. And it wasn't until the very end of the period when we had anything resembling high danger. And Jake had to make 2 good saves. One on Mikko as he got behind the defense. Stefan Nason, you called it a hope pass. It was still a nice play. He spun off the left wall, threw it to the middle. Mikko got behind the D. 1-on-1. Oettinger made the save, but the rebound spilled to the right, and former star Luke Glendening is at the right side of the crease, and Jake makes a really good pad save. Now, I'm not here to say that Luke Glendening isn't a finisher.
I will. Well, the whole line isn't a finisher.
But if that's Mikko Rantanen or Wyatt Johnston, it's probably a goal.
Yeah.
But take nothing away from Jake. That was the best moment of the first period. 2 big saves after a relative, 8 to 6 shots on goal. The only thing that really stood out to me, Luds, besides that was New Jersey went 11-3 in the faceoff circle. Dallas chased all night as far as winning faceoffs.
Yeah, but they didn't seem like, the faceoffs they did. Well, I think there was only one guy. I think Foxa was the only guy over 50%. And actually, he was like 75% or something. But I don't think anybody else was there that took many faceoffs.
Foxa was 3 of 4, 75.
I know Hintz was under. He was in the 40s.
Oscar Beck was 1 for 1, so he was 100%.
Yeah, well, some of them don't count.
We had, and Maverick Bork actually 3 of 5, so 60%. But the bulk of it, we had Blackwell's at 38%, Steele 33,
Rope
was 43, which is not characteristic of him. Johnston was 2 of 11, 18%. That's not very good. And Rizkovian 1 of 4 for 25%.
No, maybe that's why they looked like they were running around a little bit.
Perhaps. Yeah, it didn't start with the puck as much as they normally do. So you go to the second period, and I thought Dallas did a nice job of getting a couple. Rizkovian had a couple of looks early, but then nothing. It was just a bunch of Devils chances. And then all of a sudden, Robo and Miro pop up. And Robertson had a shot. Then Heiskanen had a good look. Then Robo had a shot that got blocked. And all of a sudden, Miro whipped around and scored, and the Stars are up 1-0.
Yeah, you know what? And you got to mention Jamie Benn on this because Jamie did some work here along the wall for me on this particular play. And are we going to do what the puck? Yeah, we are. We're going to do what the puck. I didn't know if we were going to see that.
We are.
So here's a couple thing that Ben does. This initial play coming through the neutral zone, Jamie thinks he's getting this puck, and he doesn't. And he has to put the brakes on. This whole play and this goal probably doesn't happen if Jamie doesn't put the brakes on and then get himself back on sides. So ultimately he gets himself on sides. Now it starts to break down a little bit. But Robo, you know, and again, Robo, I talk about, I see it so much more now. Robo shooting the puck. Not only that, but he drives to the net. And when he drives to the net, he brings people to the net. And then next it's Jamie Benn. And this is one of those 50-50 puck battles. Ben goes in against Heischer, I believe that was, and he wins this battle. And then he just makes a nice little pass because Hintz is coming downhill here, and he just gives him a little pop pass out here right into an open area. Hintz grabs it, and he's already, and again, for the young kids, Hintz already knows where he's going before he gets this puck. He spots Miro. Miro goes against the grain with this one, but it's Siegenthaler that, you know, he's trying to get across to the front of the net, and he ends up running into Markstrom. And I think when Markstrom's staring at him in the face, he's going, dude.
Is that the
well,
Jake?
There you go.
That's the Jake stare down, whether it's Jake or
well,
Jacob.
He ran him over. I
right?
mean, if there would have been a different jersey on that goal would have been called back. I mean, so Siegenthaler, though, I think was actually trying to get to the other side of the net to pick somebody else up. But Miro does a good job. He gets his head up the whole way, and then he kind of shoots against the grain. Everybody's moving. Markstrom had no chance on that one, obviously.
Miro hadn't scored since he scored against the Edmonton Oilers. That was November 3rd. So suddenly 14 games without a goal. Now, he's been racking up assists over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
He just hasn't been the one scoring.
But, you know,
goals.
I don't think Miro's never been a big goal scorer.
Not
right?
typically,
and so
because he doesn't
think
shoot
even
that
though
much.
he was scoring goals and then it dries up a little bit, he's still not like when you think of the Makars and the Hughes
Right.
and those guys that, you know, are putting up 20 goals a year or more.
Well, just looking back since that trend, so it was November 4th, he scored against Edmonton. The next game, he had 4 assists against the Ducks. Then he had, remember, he went on this long streak. He had 2 assists against Nashville, 2 against Seattle, 2 in Ottawa, 1 in Montreal. So, and then, you know, it's a little bit slower the last 6 or 7 games, but still he gets the goal tonight. Roope Hintz, who didn't have a point last night, picks up his 400th career NHL point. A couple days after Jason Robertson did the same thing, but Robo did it in fewer games. We saw that coming. I think we thought that Hintz was going to get there first just because he played earlier than Robo. But the way that Robo started scoring, he caught and passed him before they got to 400.
And I'm telling you, there's a reason Robo's scoring goals. Even on that last one here, and I was going to show it, but it really didn't have anything to do with it. But as Miro shoots that puck, and Robo was the guy on the other side of the net, and that's where I think Siegenthaler was going. But when that puck goes in, Robo doesn't know it goes in. So what he does, and he doesn't see it, so he just puts his head down and he starts swinging his stick at the feet of Markstrom. I mean, but he does that all the time now.
But that's a good habit.
Oh, it's a great. That's so much like what Brendan Morrow did. I mean, Brendan Morrow was a guy that would plant himself in front of the net. As soon as a puck was shot, if he knew it went to the right of him, he would just spin around to the right, and his stick, he had no idea where the puck was, and you could hear him hit pads all the time, generally goalie pads, because a puck is generally laying there, and he collected a lot of them just from swinging his stick around there. But Robo's got the intent.
I think you should break it down since we're here.
Which one?
The Robo goal. It's literally the
Oh,
next,
yeah, I can break
the
that
next play.
down. I didn't know if we were going to kind of stretch them out since we only got 3 next.
That's
so
okay.
let's
We've
go,
got music to play, too.
Let's go with What the Puck again. Oh, we're not going to see that. So, but here is the push from Robo to start with, right? And so he's driving to the net. Puck goes into the corner. Who's the first guy on it? There we go. Robo picks the puck up. He ends up actually coming up the wall a couple times, and he goes back down the wall a couple times. But he's the one that's retrieving the puck, and it ultimately comes back to him a couple different times. And here he just reverses it, and then he jumps back on it again. But here's the pass. The pass that comes back across the ice. Essa spots him, and then he wins this battle right here. I think that was Cotter. But he wins that battle, and Essa gives him a perfect pass, and Robo just redirects it into the net. He doesn't try to hang on to it. He knows that he's got a goaltender that's coming out to challenge Essa, and he just gets it. It's a perfect pass, and all he does is he directs it, and then there's this
big
again.
fist pump.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, that's his 17th of the year, right? And so, but
he feeds off that. That is what sustains his
what he
hockey
lives for.
soul.
Yep.
Ryan, can you go back to that and show the first image where Robo's making the pass to Essa, if you don't mind, please. You have to go back a couple.
No, go ahead. No.
Right. One more. Oh, right there. Next one. I couldn't help but notice, Luds. Look at all the heads for the New Jersey defense, because structurally they're okay right now. They're all looking at the puck.
Yeah.
When the Stars get broken down, we have that complaint a lot. So one more frame. Here's the pass back. They're all looking at Essa, and he's the one able to slip in.
Well, and
because they got caught there. But structurally, that's not terrible. But guys aren't looking at their shoulders.
But when you watch New Jersey in their own zone, and I'm watching the defensemen, they will follow. It's not a strict man-on-man, I believe. What they do is once they get above the face-off dot and they get to the top of the circle area, they'll let him go and they retreat back. So they stay with the guy for a certain period, and then they're going to recover back so that the forwards don't have to come down there and do the work. But you're right, because you still get caught chasing back to your own net. You lose track of people when you're not spotting the puck all the time. But yeah, I mean it's a good pass from Robo to Essa, and then Essa has him spotted the whole way, and you can see the big gap there where Essa's got that.
They
lane
all
to put
look
it back
like
there.
they think he's shooting.
Yeah, of course, and the goaltender did too. And I really think that Robo knew exactly when he got that puck back, because at the rate that he was moving, and he probably looks at Markstrom when he sees how Markstrom is going to come out and challenge, that he's not going to be able to recover to the front of the net. So he doesn't even take time to grab it and then collect it and throw it in the net. He just redirects it right in the middle of the net.
So they get a power play after that. They're up 2-0, and the Devils fans,
They didn't score though.
They did not.
No.
In fact, they gave up a great chance to Dawson Mercer, short-handed, Luds, and Jake made a really good save. And then he stopped Connor Brown on a one-timer short-handed. I thought the Mercer one was more dangerous, but still, at the end of the first period, 2 big saves from Otter. At the end of the second period, 2 big short-handed saves from Otter, preserving the 2-0 lead. And those were important moments, because you get one in the first, the Devils have the lead. You get one late in the second, it's 2-1. And we all know one-shot game way better than a 2-shot game.
Oh, yeah. Nice having that little
For
cushion.
all the people that talk about the 2-goal lead is the worst league in hockey, and I get it.
Actually, it's switched.
It's what is it?
3-goal
It's a
lead
3-goal lead now,
Yeah,
right?
Apparently, that's what we're saying.
Well, to not have a 1-goal lead, I think, was really important on this one, because then you go to the third period, and actually the carryover power play still had about 30 seconds or so. Wyatt had a really good look right in the slot.
Right in the slot, yeah.
That was one of Markstrom's better saves on the night, because the third goal, you made a great comment about it, and we'll get to that. But let's talk about the Mikko Rantanen goal, and then I'll bring it back to what you said about the post-challenge.
Okay.
But let's do the goal first.
Let's do it. Sam Steele. Sam Steele, for me, does the majority of the work here in breaking things down. Steele comes across the blue line. He just chips the puck ahead a little bit, and then he wins that battle. And you see this little squiggly line, because we're not going to show it, obviously, but that's his route. He goes behind the net. He goes up where the referee is standing. Then he comes back around, and then we can go to the next frame. So now he's already on his way back. Then he makes the pass. The pass goes from one side, goes to the other side. Guess who shoots it? Essa. Essa sees that lane, a little hard to see from here. And then, again, for as far as the defensemen are concerned here, not bad for Jersey, but they end up on the wrong side. Mikko, and you're going to see right here.
He just sneaks in there, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, and again, I think the D both are turning their backs, and one's ahead and one's
That's
not
Nico
looking.
Heischer. I don't think – look, Nico's a very, very good player.
So take it from here, Owen. This is what just go back go back to where it hits Rantanen's stick, the little tip. Well, that was nice.
I'm just looking at that, Luds, defensively. Do you really want Nico Heischer? I know he's strong for his size.
No,
against
but
Mikko
that's what I'm
Rantanen.
saying is
Yeah.
when they're below the dots,
Yep.
their defenseman will exit that area, and he wasn't able to recover. And I believe that Heischer was with Rantanen when he came across the front. He picked him
And
up
had to
at a
stay
certain
with
point,
him.
and then you stay with him. But this is where Rantanen gets his stick on this. And even if this puck drops straight down, Rantanen's got Heischer boxed out.
Completely
right?
in the right position. And yeah.
You want to talk about the tip and the where they we thought they were
Yeah.
thinking about challenging?
So it goes in, and of course, Rantanen scores by reaching. He reached around Markstrom.
You see how I showed that for you?
I really like the animation in the drawing. I would not have done better, by the way, because my penmanship is worse than yours.
Well, I was listening
if
to you
can
talk,
believe it.
and you wanted to talk about the tip, and you wanted to talk about where Markstrom's glove
We
is.
couldn't see.
That's
from
why I drew the line.
From the game broadcast, the main camera, we couldn't see if that was Essa's shot that he just fumbled or if Mikko got a touch. But this angle, we could watch it on the video. There clearly was a change in direction. The puck wobbled, so he got a stick on it. There was this long delay after the goal where it felt like...
Where they're giving them time if they want to challenge.
It felt like the referees were giving
Yeah.
New Jersey, or maybe New Jersey put their hand up on the bench to say, hey, guys, wait a second, and let Sheldon Keefe and his team look at the goal and decide if they want to challenge. And first and foremost, we watched that. Even if there is contact with the glove, you can see that as he was reaching on the previous frame, that it's outside the crease, and Mikko gets to the puck first. He has every right to try to tip that puck. It's not in the crease.
See, the same thing with Hully.
Yes.
He had every right to go in there.
But in this case, you brought up a phenomenal point, because as I'm sitting there going, like, there's nothing to challenge, and you said about the Stars' power play is a deterrent for people challenging because...
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought that, their coach was standing on the bench, and if it's a 50-50, 51-49, and the game would have only been 2-0 at this time, if they get it wrong, right? And now all of a sudden you're going, well, we get it wrong. And
it's 3-0, and
you're going to put the Stars on a power play. I don't think we're going to be able to recover from that, only because of how good they've been. Because when you played some clips in the beginning of the show, they're talking about, we're going to stay out of the box. We got to be careful.
And they did.
And I think that's to credit to Dallas, because that's the way teams are going to have to play against them, only because they're so good on the power play.
I would just like to point out, you'd have to be extremely confident in your penalty kill group
to the people downstairs,
to your video coaches, but
guys.
Also your penalty kill. If you're going to consider,
I forgot about this part. See, you got me all distracted. Gully makes a point of coming over here. Remember when in the beginning I said that Sam Steele did the majority of the work.
Yes, all that skating.
And he did, and he did, and Gully recognizes it. The banner is, I don't know. We get the banner out of there. I couldn't get a shot of
blocking his face, right?
Anyway, so he said, "Attaboy, man of steel. We're good to go."
I like that. Well, we have another shutout.
We missed one that. Oh, I bet you didn't get it on there. I put a little French in there for you.
Oh, did you?
Did you get it in there? Did you even notice it?
Was that the part that
you couldn't read?
Was it that it looked like it said reverse, but it was revolver?
No,
or
you
whatever?
look like
I don't speak French well.
No, it says
it's on there.
C'est le bout.
It's on there.
Was it?
Yeah.
But everybody probably thought
c'est le bout means it's a goal.
It's a goal.
Which I don't speak French, but I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was.
Yeah, we were talking about the challenge and stuff. Hey, up next, let's get to super chats.
Ryan's waving his arms back there like
we'll talk a little bit more about what Tyler Sagan's injury means and a lot more, because we still have halfway to go here in the DLS Stars post-game show.
With over 700 five-star reviews and an average rating of 4.9, Qualis Roofing is one of the most trusted names in roofing across North Texas and Austin. Homeowners and business owners alike consistently praise Qualis for their honesty, follow-through, and quality workmanship. Whether it's your home or business, Qualis Roofing has you covered. They specialize in both residential and commercial roofing projects. Based right here in North Texas, Qualis isn't some storm-chasing fly-by-night crew. They're local, experienced, and committed to doing things the right way. Schedule a free roof inspection to get a free DLLS shirt. If your home was hit recently by storms, well, don't wait. Qualis offers free storm damage assessments. Qualis isn't just good at roofing, they're great at communication. You'll always know where the project stands and what to expect. Call or go online to schedule your free roof inspection, and don't forget to ask about your free grills. That's that Traeger smoker. Visit QualisGC.com or just search Qualis Roofing and Construction. That's QUALIS, or call 817-500-9008 and get started today.
It's time for my favorite subject here on the show. Luds loves it even more than me. It's soccer. World Cup soccer, to be exact. The World Cup is coming to North America next summer for the first time since 1994 when the U.S. hosted it. Well, now it's in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. But let me tell you, for as exciting as it is with a 48-team tournament for the very first time, that means expanded, more teams, more games. It's going to be hard to get tickets. Well, how do you do it? Well, you're going to need Game Time. Game Time app is a lifesaver to getting tickets for whether it's World Cup games, stand-up comedy, theater, concerts, any other major sporting events in the United States. You need to use Game Time. Great features, easy access. Let me tell you, the FIFA ticketing process is not easy to navigate. So take the guesswork out of buying soccer tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code DLLS to receive $20 off your first purchase. Again, terms apply. Use the code DLLS for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
Oh,
So there we are, back here
we look
for
the same.
our
We
third
look exactly
segment.
like that.
Hit us up in the super chats. We're going to start doing that now. We have some topics that we want to talk about as well, but hit those super chats if you'd like, and we will go through them. So let's start, and then I have some other things to bring up depending on how much time we have left. So we're going to start with I Love Misty 1985 with a Pavelski. That's a double
Is
ding.
that Joe Pavelski?
I believe that's a triple ding. Definitely not the performance I was expecting being on the second half of a back-to-back and the brutal Sagan news hanging over the team, but it's one that I'll gladly accept. Give us the double ding.
I will promise you someone before the puck drop or before they came out for the start of the game, let's get this one for Sagan.
Yeah.
So that was been said a few times, I'm sure.
Bing bang.
Ben, by the way, is desperately trying to get us to play the new Pantera.
Wait till has he heard it?
Apparently, he made it.
He made it?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Luds and I were ready to give you credit.
Oh,
for
I didn't know he made it.
All right, so
I thought you did that.
Before we get to the next super chat, so save the bing bong for just a second. Luds, I kind of forgot I was doing this, but I'm glad I did, just in case. At the beginning of the season, I had written out in our Google Doc, way down in the bottom, all these Stars back-to-backs. There are 12 of them this year. They've played 4 now. Last night's overtime loss against the Rangers was the only blemish of the 8 games of their back-to-backs. That's remarkable.
When you looked at it, I guarantee as coaches too, when they looked at it at the start of the year, you're going, if we can get this many points through this, we're looking pretty good.
You're checking off scheduled losses,
and right now they're going, we're probably ahead of where we thought.
Think about that. They're 4-0 in the second night.
You know what they didn't count on? All these bodies piling up.
No.
That they didn't count on.
Well, they have had to travel for every back-to-back. The first one was home against Carolina, then at Nashville. They won both games 3-2.
Are there any back-to-backs that you don't have to travel for? Are there home back-to-backs anymore?
They exist, but the Stars seem to not get them. Yeah. No, New Jersey playing tonight. They're hosting Vegas tomorrow night.
Well, that's not fair.
I agree. Stars.
Vegas played last night, though, so they're okay.
Well, Dallas plays 12, and not one of them is in the same building for both. So, for example, the second one, they were at Nashville. They won 5-4. Then they came home, beat Seattle 2-1. That was in early November. Then the 8-3 Edmonton game, followed by the 3-2 Seattle game, right? Casey was really good in that one, and they found a way to win. Then you have the Rangers overtime loss. They could. I don't think the Stars were the better team. We talked about that.
Right.
But
Gully talked about it too.
And Gully did. But they almost won that one. If they hang on from the 6-on-5, they probably steal that game because of Casey DeSmith, and then they get the shutout win over the Devils tonight. Their next one is in mid-December where they're at San Jose and at Anaheim, which isn't a terrible trip, but it's not 2 games in your own building.
It's amazing how fast the season actually goes. And when you're playing this chunk like this.
Yes.
Because as of Friday, I believe, a third of the NHL season is already gone.
Correct.
It does not seem like that.
We have right around 33% of the games played. Now, counting this one, they should be right in that 2/3 left.
Sitting in a good spot.
Yeah,
right
really good spot. Long way to go. Still twice as many games left as there were games played. They want to be there.
Don't you just kind of think at some point with people that are out, it catches up to you?
Feels that way.
Yeah, but then it doesn't. But you're like, man, they just keep on doing it.
I'm not just sitting here trying to pat Jim Nill on the back, but when you look at Petrovic as an AHL veteran to help the young guys, and then I think maybe he even surprised everybody with, you say, oh, well, he could come up and play in a pinch. What he did in the playoffs the last 2 years was probably more than expected.
Yeah, we were kind of saying, why isn't he here?
Right.
Yeah.
But now he's earned it. In his 30s, go figure.
And he's playing with such more poise and patience on the blue line. You're seeing him make some nice passes.
Because he's not worried about getting out of the lineup.
He's got confidence right now.
Same with Capobianco, a guy you signed for depth who's played in the NHL, but you say he's a guy that needs to be a veteran for our AHL guys and depth. Then the Matt Dumba trade to get Kolyachonok, and he's a decent player, but that was all about getting rid of Matt Dumba's salary, dumping that to open up space for the Mikko and the Wyatt contracts and Jake's money and all that stuff. And you get a more than serviceable young defenseman that Pittsburgh wasn't interested in, and he gets waived and goes to the AHL, and you're thinking, oh, okay, well, he's far enough. Now he's going to have to play a prominent role, and he looks pretty good.
He looks fine. He looks fine where he's at right now.
And if you
but again, he's got help around him.
Yes.
It's not. I don't have to pick this guy up and make sure I don't lose him over here and then try to find what's happening behind me. I'm telling you, it helps.
How much different? There's two ways I want to go with this. How much? And we'll get to your super chats. I promise. We have time. How much different do you think this would have gone if the Stars were still playing Pete DeBoer's defensive man-on-man? As these things break down, you bring guys up, and there's that chaos versus this little bit more structured approach.
You know who probably would have had a harder time are the guys that had to be called up. Because
that's what I'm thinking. Yes.
Those guys weren't playing that particular system.
Remember when Petro or Bischel came up and they looked a little.
And I really I still to this day don't get it why your team down here doesn't play the way
exactly the same way.
Because it would be for moments like these. And when I will just use a Darian Hatcher, for instance, Maddie and both were here. They were here at the same time. But let's say Richard Matvechuk is a first-year kid. Hatch is a second-year guy. And Hatch has an injury. He comes out. Maddie comes on, and then you just plug him in because he already knows how to play the system because they're playing it in both places. But here, it was a little bit different last year. But they didn't run into as many injury problems like we're seeing right now.
We have a super chat that we have to make good because we missed it in the pregame show. So go ahead, Ryan, and hit the bell or the ding dong. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
That's a different thing. Burned Oils with a Canadian $2, which is a Hatcher and Year After the Cup.
About 67 cents.
Said, well, was fun while it lasted. See you next year, Luds. This was pregame. Because of the Sagan news, he's giving up.
Really?
Kind of think you should maybe stick around for a little while. See what happens. Okay, let's go to the next one. It's Clorotis with a Smith and a 99 cup year. Otter 316, baby. Yeah, Otter was very, very good tonight. Then we have I Love Misty again.
Bang.
By the way, I Love Misty. Everybody was looking for you last night because we were doing the donations of giving, or day of giving, and there was a tier they were trying to get to, which was a personalized telling off by Craig Ledwig, which
It's called Puck Off.
Yeah, but it was not the cleaned up version, and you were dying to do that one. But we didn't quite get to that tier. Anyway, I Love Misty 1985 with a Ludwig and a 67, which is 6'7", the answer to life, the universe, and everything. They just want him to do that. I know. Ridiculous.
What?
It's a kid's thing.
Bing bang.
And as you can hear, our Mav show are not mature. They're kids.
Try to explain at the Luds, the 6'7" thing.
Yeah.
What is a 6?
Oh, wow. I'm not doing this right now. You don't want to explain this.
All I know is it's too short of a 69.
Hey, KG.
That's not a kid's show.
I have a 13 and a 15-year-old, and believe me, it tracks with them too.
A 67? 6'7".
6'7".
Is it 67 or 6'7"?
No, 6'7".
Why isn't it a 67?
It's their, you know how.
Well, what the hell does it mean? 6'7". Explain it. Why is everybody tap dancing around this?
Because it doesn't mean anything.
What has to mean something? No, idiots are all laughing at it.
No, it means nothing. That's their joke. It means nothing, but everybody gets excited.
Ryan's got something to say.
No, it means nothing.
I'm not wrong here.
It means nothing.
It doesn't have a meaning, but everybody does it, and people get excited. The kids.
So obviously, it does have a meaning in some way.
It has no literal meaning.
It's like this show.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. Don't get frustrated. Trust me. It's not worth it. All right. Speaking of not getting too excited, Craig's Buttwig has chimed in with a Heiskanen and a 99 cup year. Fun idea with Sagan down. Make a play for Marchment. He'd fit right in. LOL. What's he worth to Seattle? He's physical, can contribute on offense. Thoughts? I had actually brought this up months ago as a, hey, trade deadline, let's get the band back together.
Yeah, but 2/3 of the band is out.
That's right. There is no band. All three of them are gone. Yeah. One got traded.
He's playing the stomp fiddle by himself. It's a one-man band.
He's got all the difference. That's stomp fiddle. That's a great call. I love it. If you had a healthy Sagan and a healthy Duchesne, which I still think Duchesne's got games in him this year. I don't think he's done or anything like that. Some people were saying something like, oh, hey, he might retire. No. Just give him time. I thought getting Marchment and getting that trio back together makes sense. I'm not saying I wouldn't be upset with Marchment back on the team, but Luds, I think there might be other players out there you would go for ahead of him because you're not looking for that specific chemistry connection because that was such a unique bond between those three.
Yeah, again, I think the guys would like to see him back here too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
But I think that
no more than Jake. Jake would be thrilled.
There's some playoff performers out there that have been through the playoffs and have won a couple cups. One in particular. And actually, I was texting with him after we got done with our emergency thing.
Oh,
today.
were you?
Yeah, but he said there's some things going on, and no one's really sure what's going on there and who's going and what's going on. So that's all part of the game.
So I wanted to ask you, I pulled this up earlier, as I figured at some point we were going to talk about this. These are the pending UFAs, unrestricted free agents, meaning the ones that you would typically target as rentals. First one's Artemi Panarin. He plays for the Rangers. There's talk about he has some issues with maybe assaulting a Rangers staffer. He's a 30. Let's not even start there.
We have enough of them here right now.
You've got Ovechkin. He's obviously not going anywhere. You have Evgeny Malkin. Last year, there were a lot of rumors swirling that maybe the Stars were kicking the tires on him. I feel like two things. One, the Penguins
the way it's going right now,
they're better than everybody expected. We thought they were going to be a bottom dweller.
Yeah.
They have the best power play in the league. They're the only ones that are higher than the Stars. They briefly dipped below and then it scored another one. I have a feeling that Evgeny Malkin wants to be a Penguin for life. I just don't think he or Crosby wants to go.
Well, I think the big three there would all love to.
With Letang.
Yeah.
Yep. Then you have Alex Tuch, who you really like.
Yeah. They're talking he's going to get in the 10s.
I just don't think Buffalo is willing to get rid of him.
I don't think he wants to leave.
And I think Buffalo needs him.
But he wants to stay.
Right.
He said he wants to stay in Buffalo.
And, of course, the Stars wouldn't be getting Alex
Tuch. Is he from there?
I think he is.
Yeah, I think that's
he's
why
from that area.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Stars would be getting Alex Tuch to then turn around and give him that $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to give Jason Robertson that money, right? He's going to get the next contract, as he should. So if you were even going to go after a guy like Alex Tuch, it'd have to be for a rental only. And I don't see why the Sabres, as these guys keep signing these contracts, this is happening all year because the 8-year deal goes away after the season with the CBA change. And I just don't see these teams going, we're going to let him go, right? Mm-hmm. Tuch is too important to them. So then you go down and you say, maybe Nick Schmaltz with the Utah Mammoth might be somebody you could pry away.
Get some big money too.
But I think Utah needs him. Yeah. So now I'm skimming down, and you're at Marcus Johansson with the Wild, Charlie Coyle with the Blue Jackets, Roslovic with the Oilers. I'm looking at forwards right now because we all know Rasmus Anderson has been.
Isn't Roslovic hurt now?
Did he get hurt?
I
haven't seen.
He got hurt last night. I think.
So then I get down to there's Kiefer Sherwood, who's 30. You say, why would they let him go? Because he's 30. He's not 22.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sherwood might be a piece. And then there's this other one that comes up and says Patrick Kane. And you're going, I mean, Detroit's in it right now. But otherwise, Luds, we're at Jaden Schwartz with the Seattle Kraken or Mason Marchment or, Jordan Eberle. And I don't know. It just seems like there's slim pickings for rentals.
Yeah,
for the kind of forward that the Stars will be looking for.
Yeah, I just think that there's enough of that skill, kind of thing here. And if you could find something that's got a little weight to it
Oh, that's interesting. You know what would be interesting, Luds? If it got to that point. If the Islanders aren't in contention, which they are right now.
I'm not talking about their captain, are you?
No. I just don't think
he's got a couple years left.
He's 35. He's a pending UFA. I'm thinking about JG Pajot. Yeah. Any interest there at all as a 33-year-old? He can put the puck in the net. And you're not asking him to be your top scorer or anything like that. But that's
I have
interesting.
A suggestion.
Go ahead.
Let's go to break.
Go to break.
Okay, let's do it. We'll finish it up with our super chats next here on the DLS Stars postgame show.
Shut up.
No, we're not looking at the clock.
Is this our third?
This is you.
This is this is the collection.
This is the merchandise.
This is the merchandise.
This is all the collection.
Let's pull it up. There it is. They're still here. We're not. Are we sold out of these?
No,
we're never going to be sold out. We're
oh no.
Keep going.
Oh, we could very well sell out with them.
Okay,
but these are available right now.
Well,
for
they
purchase.
look available. They're the green and black ones. So, and by the way, let's start with the Moose tonight. Let's start with the finisher or the Moose. Either one of those. This is Owen's. Owen likes this one. I don't know. I'm that one. I'm a little bit more on that one.
I like the Moose with you wearing the hat.
Let's the Wyatt. We need Wyatt. We need Wyatt and we need Jamie. We need those two up there. That's the 53C. I think it's the 16-bit. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's
16-bit.
Pavelski bit.
Very good. See, you figured out a way to associate
I do.
it.
And there's the one with Jamie that obviously doesn't have a visor on, but and we definitely are waiting, and we need a Jason Robertson one. So I don't know. Do we have something in the works? Oh, we might have a possum one. I'm thinking there's going to be
that
one for a
suggestion
possum.
was from last night, which
that was from last night.
Somebody in the chat said
really
we needed a T-shirt with the possum holding 2 Stanley Cups.
Yeah, and I know someone that wants one really bad.
Okay, well, GM Ben, get on that one.
Yeah.
We need possum, Luds, 2 cups, all the things.
And then you get the single that goes with it.
I want to bring
song.
up the Die Hard Cyber Monday sale. It ends tonight in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was extended today, $26 for the first year. It's a phenomenal deal. Remember, we have the DLS Stars Takeover, our first ever Stars Takeover, coming up on Sunday at American Airlines Center.
That's
this Sunday against the Penguins. We'll see Malkin and Crosby and their whole group.
Oh, we're going to be at the game.
We're going to be at the game in the stands with the fans that bought. Now,
Good luck
they sold
making it
out
back.
really fast. They'll be here watching our pregame show, which we'll record a little early. Then we're going to go have a buffet with those fans at Hooters. GM Ben, I think we're eating. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And apparently there's some beverages. And then we, the Stars Show, Sam, Luds, me, Ben, I think Ryan, I don't know. If Ryan didn't get invited, I'll be very upset. We'll be over there sitting in the 300 section with just having a ball. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Are we supposed to make it back on time for a show?
Yeah, but we get a little time. We don't have to start at 10 minutes after.
What time's that game? 5?
It's a 5 o'clock game. So we'll walk back over when the game's over, and then we'll start our post-game show.
We don't have like a limo? Nothing like that?
Well, I mean, you talk to the boss.
Well, listen how good they did on the shirts and stuff like that.
But also, we're pre-taping pregame at 2:30.
That's right.
So we want people to arrive here at 2 o'clock to
Wait, are we doing the Hooters thing before or after the?
after?
Yes.
So we're going to pre-tape.
If you have tickets to the
It might
DLS
be
Stars
more
Takeover,
entertaining to do it after the Hooters.
be at our studios at 2 o'clock for we'll welcome. We'll have you sign the DLS Die Hard wall, and we're going to then pre-record the pregame show. You guys can be our audience at 2:30. Then we'll do that at 3 o'clock. We'll pack up, go down to Hooters, and
that
then
only
over
gives
the game.
us like 2 hours at Hooters.
No, you'll have like an hour and a half, and then we'll still get to walk over for warm-up in the game. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you will. All right, let's get to these super chats.
Why
Keep
can't I
going.
watch the game from Hooters?
Because that's not the point of the takeover. You have to
it's
go
not?
with them. No,
Well, they could stay with me.
they have tickets to the game, and they paid
they
for
might
them.
want to stay.
Finger Blaster 911. You can't do it this time.
Hmm.
We have a Capo Bianco and a very nice 69. Stars have made an injury-plagued season their bitch. They are taunting the league right now with a depleted roster. Let's get someone in here that can tilt the ice with a forecheck and find the back of the net 5v5. So you mentioned in our emergency pod this afternoon that we did right after the Sagan news, Nazem Kadri. You're really interested in him. He's a guy that can light the lamp. He can tilt the ice. I bet you Colorado Avalanche fans would be thrilled to see their former guy now playing on the other side of that rivalry.
Well, they already got one that they're not thrilled about playing on the other side.
That
of
would
it.
be Mikko. The
Yeah.
move. Talking to you about these names earlier, you know which one would be really sort of unconventional but kind of interesting? If you want size, you think
Josh Anderson. Oh,
well, yeah, I like Josh Anderson with Montreal, but do you think 38-year-old Nick Foligno would leave Chicago?
well, I think of course he would. I do believe he'd leave to come here.
There's some leadership. He's a big, heavy guy.
I don't think
health.
the only thing is we don't need leadership. I think
we also
I
don't
think
need.
we have leadership.
We don't need bottom 6 guys either.
No.
The Stars have plenty of very good guys that can play those roles.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Bing bang.
And no, Harry, I'm not going to give Luds a ride back on my scooter.
No.
I love Misty with this is the hat trick, right? For I love Misty. I think that's the third one. So the hat trick super chat,
And
Ludwig
Ryan
and a
just happens to have a hat on.
6'7". Yeah, but we've got the hats. We'll give him the mullet hat. That wasn't a very good throw. I could have done better with that. 6 times 7 equals 42. Ergo, answer to L, the U, and E.
I'll leave that one to you.
No, moving right. I have no idea. In lieu,
Bing bang.
Ryan, do you know? Are you laughing because you know?
he has no idea either. No, he's laughing with us, not at us. Carrion's cards. with a Lundqvist and a Rantanen to keep the Finnish Mafia alive. Who would be a good and available Finn that can be added to the offense? That's always an interesting question.
Well, we're not thinking about the dude in Montreal, are we now?
Finnish player.
Oh,
you're talking about Patrick Laine? Isn't he hurt?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know who else they're talking about.
Well, when Sean
Gary Lettonen's not coming
when
back.
Sean brought up Steven Stamkos on the emergency pod, I remembered that last year he was big on, and he kind of sold me on the idea of Laine's shot on the power play. But right now, Stars power play doesn't need that.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it,
Yeah.
man. Leave it go.
What you need is 1 or 2, depending on health. Guys
my thing
that
is,
can play on the
let's
wing.
say you bring in Stamkos or Laine or whatever. Who's coming off?
Second line power play, not first.
And you think that Laine or Stamkos is going to
No.
be out there with Sam Steele? You know what I'm
They're not
saying?
gonna, no, I mean, it would be Jamie Benn and Matt Duchene if he's healthy, but
Okay.
still, I mean, if you had Ben, Stamkos, and Duchene as your second power play, that's pretty ridiculous, right? With Harley,
The whole thing with Stamkos,
I don't think it makes any
you have
sense.
to have someone like the dude in Tampa that can put the puck where he wants it.
Yes.
It's the reason
He'd have to play with Rantanen.
That's what I said
Because
earlier.
he can poke puck where he wants.
That would
just,
but
they don't
again,
need it right now. And I don't
No.
think it's worth I would be more interested. Nothing against Stamkos, but I'd be more interested in Marchessault.
Yeah.
For a 5-on-5.
Because that's
and,
yes.
Yes. And second power
Yes.
play unit if you wanted to, kind of thing. Let's go to the
Bing
last
bang.
one. We have,
Marshall's right-handed, isn't he?
yes.
He's right-handed,
Which would
so
work.
Maybe you slide in there
On the
that
second spot.
second line.
Yeah. Finger Blaster 911 with a Lundqvist and year after the cup. Avs fans shut the car door with their hip and say, boop. That's a nice shot at the Avs. As we wrap this one up, Ryan, should we wait until we sign off to play that, or should we just play it now? All right.
Wait.
I give you, in less than 24 hours, or about 24 hours, the third different version of the Lud song.
Let's turn it up so we can hear this.
His blonde hair has flow, his shin pads were wide. Even Vinny Paul would say that he's a swell guy. Luds, we love our Luds. Two cops to his name, number 3 on his back. He only played defense, was never on the attack. Luds, we love our Luds. Craig Ludwig, he's the man. Nobody can do an ad read like you can. His fists are like bricks, he's rugged and tough. He does what he wants because he doesn't give a fuck. Luds, we love our Luds. Yeah, everybody. Luds, we love our Luds.
Okay.
And don't pretend like you don't enjoy that, because you demanded that copy of that to play to your kids like immediately.
Yeah, I
Did
did.
you get a good response?
Yeah, I think it was very similar to What the Puck.
So we have another super chat, but boy, did everybody enjoy that one. Very,
Yeah, I'm
very
sure.
hockey, rock and roll. Love it. Ardell with a, did we get a bing bong there?
Bing bang.
There we go. You got to pay for it. You get it. The Madonna and Ludwig. GM has to sign Robo, and the cupboards are already bare. I'm reticent to trade away anything. Best additions might just be guys coming back from injury. I mean, we said this at the beginning of the start of training camp, that they still needed somebody to fill that left wing. Sam Steele has done a nice job at times, but not really a finisher. Jamie Benn at times looks dangerous, but he's Jamie Benn at his age. If Jamie Benn was in his prime, you'd say, oh, you don't really have any holes there. I still think you need somebody, and now without Sagan, I'm not saying you're going to go out and get 2 players, but someone's got to step. Like, what are you hoping that Maverick Bork takes a step? Or are you hoping that,
Well, I'm kind of hoping that Maverick takes a step. Yeah, I mean, again, the way that the coaching staff goes about moving players around here, you never know who all of a sudden may surprise you. But right now, with Tyler down
but Ritzkovian playing well and Foxa back allows you to play Steele somewhere other than in the middle.
But those guys they do a great job of where they're at right now.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't
They're
be
in the
elevated
right
to
where they are right now.
But they could use, Matt Duchene comes in. Maybe so you have to worry about who plays center, who plays wing, that kind of thing. Maybe you add a guy. They need somebody. All right, something to keep talking about. Guess what? We're done.
Are we?
So we are off tomorrow because it's just game after another. Friday, Stars and San Jose Sharks from the AAC. Luds and I will be here. Still no Sam. Sam will not be here the rest of this week until he'll be back for the takeover.
Of course he's coming back for the party.
Has to, yeah.
Okay.
Back for the party against the Penguins. We'll look forward to seeing you for the pregame show on Friday night, Stars and Sharks. Until then, Luds, Ryan, I'm Owen. Might as well play us out.
I was going to say. This is like a roast.
Except for the
roast.
Live